This is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soibifa Jackridge. Evidence of widespread abuse and torture by the founder of one of the world's biggest Christian evangelical churches has been uncovered by the BBC. Dozens of ex-Synagogue Church of All Nation members, 5 British, alleged atrocities including rape and forced abortions by Nigerian's late TB Joshua. The allegations of abuse in a secretive Lagos compound span almost 20 years. The Synagogue Church of All Nations did not respond to the allegations but said previous claims have been unfounded. TB Joshua, who died in 2021, was a charismatic and hugely successful preacher and televangelist who had an immense global following. The BBC findings over a 2-year investigation include dozens of eyewitnesses, accounts of physical violence and torture carried out by Joshua, including instances of child abuse and people being whipped and chained. Numerous women who say they were sexually assaulted by Joshua, with a number claiming they were repeatedly raped for years inside the compound. Multiple allegations of forced abortions inside the church following the alleged rapes by Joshua, including one woman who says she had 5 terminations. Multiple first-hand accounts detailing how Joshua faked his miracle healings, which were broadcast to millions of people around the world. More than 25 former disciples spoke to the BBC from the UK, Nigeria, US, South Africa, Ghana, Namibia, and Germany, giving powerful corroborating testimony about their experiences within the church, with the most recent experiences in 2019. Many victims were in their teens when they first joined. In some of the British cases, their transport to Lagos was paid for by Joshua in coordination with other UK churches. Kenya is facing a backlash over the visa-free entry policy introduced for all foreigners this month, with some terming it hectic. President William Ruto announced the policy last month to advocate for a visa-free travel within the African continent. Kenyan authorities have since clarified that while the country grants visa-free entry, visitors need to apply for electronic travel authorization (ETA) by submitting documentations and paying a $30, that is €23 processing fee. The requirement also applies to countries whose citizens previously had unrestricted access to Kenya. By Sunday, Kenya had received more than 9,000 visa applications through the digital platform, authorities said. But some foreigners are now criticizing the government, saying that the new policy has created confusion and made travel to Kenya tougher and costlier. Some Kenyans have voiced fears and the tougher restrictions could trigger a boycott by some foreigners, or that other countries could impose reciprocal restrictions. The defense minister of the self-declared Republic of Somaliland has resigned in protest against the deal granting Ethiopia access to a seaport in the breakaway region of Somalia. Abdikwani Mohamud Ateye criticized Somaliland President Mus Bihi Abdi for not consulting the Council of Ministers on the port deal with Ethiopia, saying they heard about it from the media. Mr. Ateye hails from Somaliland's Alda region, where Ethiopia reportedly wants to set up its military base in the coastal town of Loghaya. The Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) reportedly gives landlocked Ethiopia access to the Red Sea in exchange for it recognizing Somaliland as an independent state. Somalia has termed the deal an act of aggression and recalled its ambassador to Addis Ababa. There are reports that Ethiopia's ambassador to Somalia has also returned to Addis Ababa amid a diplomatic row between the two countries. Former Interior Minister of the Gambia goes on trial in Switzerland on Monday, accused of crimes against humanity. Ousmane Sonko faces a lengthy list of charges, including participating in or ordering the killing, torture, and rape of political opponents. Sonko has denied all the charges, AFP news agency reported, citing his lawyer, Philippe Courat. He fled to Switzerland in 2016, shortly before the repressive regime of Gambian President Yahya Jammeh lost power, but was arrested after non-governmental organizations presented Swiss authorities with evidence of his involvement in human rights violations. 9 of his alleged victims will be in court to testify. He is the highest-ranking government official ever to be prosecuted in this way in Europe. Switzerland is trying the case under the principle of universal jurisdiction, which allows countries to prosecute people on their territory, even though the alleged crimes were committed elsewhere. That is the size of Top Accolade African News Updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Monday.